Good? Okay.
Game face. Game face.
All right, game face, everybody. It's like, you know, Canadian special edition of awesomeness. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Want to welcome everybody out to our special edition at Operation Grand Redemption, our Canadian edition. Everybody knows me, Josh Fuerst Fire Industries. And we'll just introduce ourselves, go around the table.
Brennan Legge with Imperial Airsoft and Daihl Airsoft team.
I'm Hollerin. I'm the marketing director for Imperial Airsoft out of Calgary in Canada. Happy to be here. Absolutely.
Glad to have you. Neil Santos, Abacus, Shadowpack, Colorado. Woo.
Woo. Yeah, your resume is not so impressive now, is it?
I kind of want to redo my intro.
Redo your intro. You're from outside the United States. What more of an intro do you need?
No, that's fine. You're right.
Precedence is set there.
You guys are celebrities.
I mean, kind of are. You're our first non-local guests on the show. So, I mean, this is kind of a milestone, big deal.
Really non-local. I was complaining driving 90 minutes to get here. You guys came from another country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, I just wanted to talk about, some of the contrasts between how we play the game or Milsim here in the States, as you guys do in Canada, what's different, because you guys have played several games here. You've been to several national ops from different companies. So, I mean, you guys really, how many ops do you attend a year?
Probably
like
6
overall,
or 7,
6 or
yeah.
7?
Different production companies all over the U.S. as well, yeah.
And that's just in the U.S. Do you attend any, in Canada?
Yeah, that's on top of Canadian events as well too. So we're doing something almost every month, whether it be in Canada, training, or down here.
Mm. And I follow you guys' Facebook page. I mean, you guys actually train. I mean, you guys ropes courses. You get your hands on mount sites. I mean, you guys are very active.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all preparation for sure. So we come down and have a good time, but we also want to be prepared, and we have a good group of people that are committed to the training part of it, for sure. And
you were saying earlier that Daihl's been established for 6 years?
Yeah, since 2009. So started off as just kind of a rec team, if you wanted to call it that. Everybody was interested and would mix mash kit together, and we used to play in an old laser tag facility, and
every Friday night after work till about 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And everyone would trade, bring in a case of beer at the end.
Yeah.
Nice.
But every Friday, and then it grew to every Tuesday and Friday, and then
And then it grew to AA meetings.
and then now we're getting on planes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, we have a problem here locally. I don't know if it's widespread in the United States, but a lot of guys have been losing their taste for the sport, and teams. A lot of guys are throwing in the towel. I mean, you guys are very active. I mean, is that how you keep the enthusiasm and the commitment going, by staying busy all the time?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes, I mean, it can be tiresome, right? I mean, it's like anything if you're doing it too much. So I think it's important that we have some downtime as well. And at the beginning of every year, we always look through and outline what ops everyone's interested in, and we kind of make decisions from there. So it's spaced out, and we get a good amount of people showing up to each one. So I think having a solid team of not necessarily teammates but friends kind of keeps everybody motivated, and that's a huge part of actually making it onto our team, if you wanted to say that, is we look for people that can be our friend more than anything, I guess.
Yeah. I can see how, that's very important. I mean, our segment that we'd filmed before this, we talked about, teams, when to join a team, when to start a team, when to leave a team. I think I might actually pose the same question. I mean, I think you guys had mentioned that it was just a bunch of friends, like you said, a rec team, and you guys have stayed with the same team? Like, there's been no transitions?
No, there's been quite a bit of transition, yeah.
The model's actually flipped now. It started off with everyone that knew everyone, but now everyone on the team is, we met as strangers applying for the team and trying to try out for it. So now they become our friends, really. So.
Yep.
So you let the model evolve instead of just like trashing and doing another one?
Yeah.
Seems to be the trend here.
we were romanticized with having a team that had 20, 25 people, and we were just, let's do it, let's get a big team. And we got to, I think, 19 people, and just things started falling apart, like herding cats, and you have personality conflicts, and it just, you know, slowly dwindled down to we have 8 now, and it's 8 solid people, and we can run, you know, a good section and break off into 2 fire teams if we need to, and it's yeah, it's good. It's a good group of people.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, some people have, what's the term? Farm teams. Yeah, they call them where they scoop up everybody, and it's like, oh, you're on the team. Here's a patch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we say before is, you know, the team needs to come before the patch, not the other way around.
Yeah.
That seems to be the folly.
Pass the physical. Stand.
Yeah.
And yeah, that brings up a good point. You guys have physical requirements. I mean, we were talking earlier. You guys are just extremely active on the field. Like,
yeah, you know, I don't
event.
think like we say, well, we have physical requirements. I think it's been about, can you keep up with our style of play, which is fast paced. It's aggressive. It's very offensive, and it's we're always moving, right? And those who don't move end up getting smoked, and of course that lets the team down. So we kind of just, you know, throw that expectation out there, and throughout our, I guess if you want to call it probation or trial period with someone that is interested, we kind of identify that, and we're pretty open with letting them know, hey, like, you got to step it up. On our team, we have people that are different physical sizes and strengths and weaknesses, and we leverage those, right? So, I mean, we got 2 huge guys, and they're perfect for slamming through doors when you have American airsofters holding doors shut. We'll send a 280-pound angry British guy through the door, and you know, then the squirrely guys like us can go and run in, right?
So you guys do base it off of more of an accountability model instead of like rules and regulations and spirit of the law, not the letter of the law type of deal?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. So you guys have played a lot, more than some of us even, you know, on an annual basis. What are some of the differences you see between where you play back home and down here?
It's probably the style of play. One of the things we were at an event a couple weeks ago, and it kind of hit home for us, is that it seems to be more local events. So we're traveling across the country, throughout the U.S., really coast to coast on an annual basis, but the local events seem to attract a local crowd. So it seems it's a local community in, you know, Arkansas or Oklahoma versus New York State, that type of thing. So there's not a lot of interaction between the communities. So every op we go to is completely different. But the one thing that's pretty consistent is the, I don't know what the word for it is, the really just staying put, you know, finding a high ground and then staying put. There's not a lot of movement on the field, so.
Like Abacus said, it's down here, it's more like whack-a-mole. People will stay static in a position, and I mean, they'll stay there for hours and hours and hours and hours, where maybe because of the AOs in Canada, you don't really see that too much. Lots of wilderness.
Like move or die.
Yeah, so.
I mean, we have the Rockies. We got a fair share of wilderness of our own, and we still have that, though. So I don't think it's the AOs. I think
We started out playing there, and I think honestly that's where a lot of people's excitement has dwindled, because pay-to-play fields have come online. More retailers are, you know, opening up every day, especially just in Colorado. So everyone's gotten away from kind of the grassroots, and not as aggressive anymore. Not running up and down.
They weren't aggressive when we were playing.
Oh, come on.
It's not the AO, it's the American players. He's right.
Watch the ending sequence of Zero Dark 30, and that's how they envision themselves moving down hallways and through courtyards. And the reality is they're tripping over their boots that aren't laced up, and